Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Hey, look, man. Jaron Ennis and Vergil Ortiz, both of them boys putting duck sauce on the fried rice, man. I don't want to hear no more of this talk about Jaron wanted to fight more than Ortiz. Ortiz wanted to fight more than Jaron. Both of them came to the Hood Champion bar and ordered themselves a shot of duck sauce. It's ridiculous that we sitting here and this fight's not getting made. Now, I understand what's going on with Vergil Ortiz. I understand what's going on with him, Oscar De La Hoya. I get it. Oscar De La Hoya sounded like he made a valid argument, but then you listen to Vergil Ortiz and his team, they also sound like they made a valid argument and some valid points. But the reality is this. It sucks that we're not getting the fight. But let's put some things in perspective here now. Jaron Ennis was supposed to fight Vergil Ortiz. Remember when he moved to 154? Turkey Al-Sheikh was right there, ready to make the fight. And Jaron Ennis, let me see if I can find this for you. He didn't want to just go and fight Ortiz. You know what I'm saying? Now, I do think Eddie Hearn had something to do with that. I'm not gonna play this right here because it's not my stuff. But right here, it says Ennis avoided a fight with Vergil Ortiz for $6.5 million to fight Usman Lima for only $1.5. It says again, upon his announcement that he was fighting at 154, Boots asked Turkey to have a tune-up before taking on Vergil. And they said, does this sound like a boxer who's special? Now, you can go right here and you can listen to what Turkey Al-Sheikh is saying. Now, I'm going to tell you this. If that doesn't sound like somebody putting duck sauce on the fried rice, I'll be honest with you. I don't know what does. But I'll tell you what, when I hear Boots talking this right here, I did everything in my power to make this fight happen for the fans. Yeah, he did everything in his power to make the fight happen for the fans after he turned down the fight. So I don't care what y'all say. Duck sauce on the fried rice. I waited long enough and I stayed quiet through it all. It looks like Vergil or his team really didn't want the fight. Now that ain't true. I came to his fight in his hometown and told him he was next. That was November. It's time to move on. 2-division champ coming up next. I told y'all the truth was going to come to light. Eddie Hearn saying Ennis is going to return in May. Josh Kelly, Xander Zayas, Jamel Charlo are all options we're looking at. I'm going to say this. We don't ever really know what's going on out there. All we know is what we see. These guys come out here and give their sides of the story. Only person I believe is Turkey Al-Sheikh. The rest of them I take with a grain of salt. But I do believe Ortiz, that he wants to fight Jaron, but I believe he let his manager, man, kind of take a bit of control over things. And as a result, they got away from the contract that they had in place with Oscar De La Hoya, and as a result, it messed up everything. You know what I'm saying? It really, really messed up everything. That's why you look here, man, is Vergil Ortiz is being sued. This whole third-party crap right here, you know what I'm saying? Ortiz suing Golden Boy. All this crap going on. Supposed to be a breach of contract, you know what I'm saying? There's all this crap going on with the drama with these guys. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. So y'all can just go out here, man, and just read and see what all these guys are talking about as far as a promotional contract. But to be honest with you, it's just sad. It is sad. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to tell you, I didn't think the damn fight was going to happen anyway. I'm just being real. Once I started seeing that there was no traction, it's just talking, complaining, open-ended promises, I was like, this fight ain't never going to happen. This shit ain't never going to happen. And look at where we are now. And I'm going to tell you, in my opinion, this is the fight that Ortiz needed and Jaron Ennis needed. But I think Boots needed it more than Ortiz. Because Boots passes the eye test. But he hasn't passed any real tests. Ortiz passes the eye test. And he's passed some real tests. That fight with Bohachuk, I thought he lost the fight. But It is what it is. Fight with Madrimov, he was losing. Madrimov got tired. Ortiz was able to, up it. He came, he won the fight. Against Lubin just, I think he'd been in maybe too many wars. Could be just gym wars. But he just couldn't stand up to that Ortiz power. So Ortiz, he had 5 fights at 154, but those 3 right there, those 3 fights helped him get beyond passing the eye test. He's the real deal. But Boots needed more than him. But at the same time, when you say, all right, Hood, you're getting carried away with the duck sauce. I mean, I ain't getting carried away with no goddamn duck sauce. You know what I'm saying? Because Ortiz is responsible for his team. I understand the shit that goes on in the background. That's why you look at the thumbnail. Let me show you this. You got Eddie Hearn, Oscar De La Hoya, and Turki Al-Sheikh all wrestling in the background because they all wanted to promote the fight. Everybody wants to get involved with the damn fight. You know what I'm saying? But I should have added Ortiz's manager to this crap. But when you got one promoter trying to bait you over, you got your manager thinking about how much money how much more money they can make. Then you got your promoter who's like, hey, look, I had this contract in place. You get a guaranteed $3 million. Then if your pay-per-view numbers are over 200,000, then you get a 50-50 split on I think it's all revenues and stuff. But it's all kind of shit in that contract. And I'll be honest with you, that shit would be overwhelming for me too. It's like, man, just give me my guarantee of $7 million and we're good. But Oscar De La Hoya is not going to do that. You know why? Because promoters aren't in the business to lose money. Plus, that's not what was agreed to in the contract. So now Vergil Ortiz is here, stuck like Chuck. Probably feet heavily, embedded in duck sauce. And he can't step out and show people or pop out and show people what he's really about because he got to go through all this bull crap with this arbitration, mediation, litigation, whatever the hell they got going on, man. You know what I'm saying? Rhythm Nation, whatever they got going on. He got to go deal with all that nonsense. While Jaron Boots Ennis is, up and away to the next fight in May. So when you look at it, it's really sad. Because Ortiz is where Boots wants to be. But now he's about to go inactive. He ain't fighting no time soon. Ortiz is stuck like Chuck. But then you look at Boots, he gets back active. But again, he doesn't get to prove himself. If he beats Kelly or Xander Zayas, how much respect you going to put on his name for those wins? Because they're not Ortiz. Jamel Charlo, he gets some respect put on his name for Jamel. We all know Jamel did the business at 154. No one beat him. Went up to fight Canelo. Canelo put the Guadalajara bing-bings. He heard the Mexican horns. Viva Mexico Cabrones. And Jamel Charlo shit himself. Got hit, bing. That was it. Got on his bicycle. Bicicleta. Started to roll out like Ludacris. He ain't want shit to do with that. But for Jaron Ennis, man, his situation hasn't improved in my opinion. So I think Jaron, I don't think he ducked Ortiz when he first came to 154. He put duck sauce on the fried rice. Whether that was his doing or Eddie Hearn's doing, the bottom line is he's the face of the goddamn team, so he takes the shot of duck sauce. And if Vergil Ortiz, look, he ain't in the fight with Jaron Boots Ennis because he allowed his manager to come out here and try to take him a different direction instead of just going with the contract they had in place. And as a result, hey, maybe they wanted more money because they didn't think they would win. Maybe they wanted more money because they want to maximize on profits and the opportunity that's in front of them. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, he allowed that to happen, so he got to take blame. So he put duck sauce on the goddamn fried rice. So when it comes to the Hood Champion bar, when you sit down, I can already smell it on you. I can smell the sesame oil on your ass, the garlic that's been frying up, the onion. I can smell the goddamn. I can smell the Chinese five spice seasoning on your ass. You know what I mean? I can smell that egg that they just cracked and fried up in there with them goddamn snow peas and chopped up carrots. I know what's going on. I smell that oyster sauce frying up in that goddamn fried rice. I know when they come up in my bar looking for a shot of duck sauce, I know who had the goddamn fried rice over there. Both of them are guilty, if you ask me. I don't want to hear shit else, man. Two goddamn super talented guys at 154, they just not able to move up the ladder because of stupidity. I think Jaron should have fought him when he went to 154. That's just me. And I think Ortiz and his team, I understand the money. But you got a contract in place. Just do what's in the contract. Learn from the mistakes. And then go on to the, and when you're able to get out the contract, get out that shit and go elsewhere. But for De La Hoya, I got to tell you, he being a bit of a prick. But I understand the contract. I understand if it's contract to contract. It's not his fault. But all that extra money that his man could have made, just sit there, man, and make it work. That's my thing, make it work. Now, De La Hoya ain't making no money. Now, they all, it's all stupid. Anyway, because I'll put it to you this way. If De La Hoya would have tried to at least work with Ortiz, but that's if he had the opportunity. He may not have had the opportunity. They may be trying to do shit behind his back. But if they came to him and was like, hey, look, we got this money here. Let's work this out. I don't see why De La Hoya wouldn't be like, okay, that's a lot of dough. But it looked like Ortiz was being pulled for a 3-fight deal. You know what I'm saying? Where he could have made up to like $16 million. So it's like he was being pulled from Golden Boy. Basically they're trying to snatch the talent. So again, I don't know. I don't believe none of them. I hear them, but I don't believe none of them. You know why? Because the goddamn fly on the wall ain't talking. And if you ask Hood Champion, I'm going to tell you, somebody put duck sauce on the fried rice. And it wasn't me. Keep cool, I'm in the breeze.